Good morning, guys. It is 5 o'clock. Well, 1 minute past 5. Oh, I woke up really early, like you do. Bing! And I just couldn't get back to sleep. And then I thought, well, I'd get up. In that Looms wants to say good morning to you all. Because Looms isn't early, right? Aren't you, Looms? Yes, you are. Here's my lovely Looms. My lovely Looms. There you go, see Looms, your 15 minutes of fame. See, Andy Warhol was right. He was a prophet. I'm just talking absolute bollocks, guys, because it's really early. And I'm really not sure why I decided to do a video, other than there's all kinds of burgeoning stuff going on that I want to talk about. Because it's very meaningful. But it's stuff that, frankly, I can't really put into words, which is really frustrating. I know a lot of you are going through that, right? You're experiencing high strangeness, weirdness, feelings that, and strange nuances and sensations in your bodies, in your mind, in your emotions, in your internal, in your external, all kinds of weird stuff that is subtle often enough. It's very subtle, isn't it? So you can't really put your finger on it. We're so used to conceptualizing everything, that's the world of the left brain. Well, this is that, and that is that, and that is that. So we know what it is, yes. Listen to the scientists, they will tell you the truth, right? The Big Bang. There was absolutely nothing, and then God farted very, very loudly. He had eaten many, many beans, and it all went off with a bang, and all of a sudden we were all here. It was all here. Trees, cats, giraffes, pterodactyls flying around everywhere, yeah, it was all here. A Big Bang, just boom. And it's true. And then yesterday I came across, because I've been going back over old ground. You do this every layer. You break through to another layer, and then it all starts again. And you think, oh, I'm back where I started. I'm never going to get anywhere. That isn't true, actually. That's never true. You are getting somewhere, but you go 3 steps forward, as it were, but you always go 1 or 2 steps back. Progress is made continually, but it's very thorough. That's what I will say for it. So it seems slow. Sorry, darling. It's a little bit slow. I've got my coffee, I've got you all, and I've got my lovely Looms. His name is Lumi, which means snow in Finnish, because his name used to be Rodney, and he didn't like that name. He told me, he said, I don't like this name, and you're my new mummy, so I need a new name. So I said, well, how about Lumi? It means snow in Finnish. And he went, oh yes, I like the sound of that. He said, well, or you could call me Thor. And I was like, well, yeah, but because he's very gentle, and so I thought, okay, Lumi it is. We had a long conversation about it, deep into the night. Oh, here I am again. I am Ramblo. Anyway, this I know is going to be really, really rambly, because it's really early, and I'm sure that I look really quite dreadful, but increasingly, I used to care about my appearances rather a lot. Appearances, not appearance. You see, slip of the tongue, Freudian slip. Is that what they call a Freudian slip? I think so. Oh, my appearances, all my many faces. And isn't that just the case, isn't it? We put on different faces according to different people we hang out with in different situations and whatnot. We might not like to admit it, but we're all fucking chameleons, and we're all busy playing a part, or many parts, according to who or what or when we're dealing with. But anyway, and you know, there's so much about us that we don't want to look at, that we don't want to admit when all is said and done, people. And going within is about, and that is, going within is actually a very yoga thing to do, because everybody is turning to the external. Yeah, that's the common modus operandi. Turn to the external. Yeah, the Big Bang really happened, and the scientists always tell the truth, you know, and NASA are really nice people. They just like to speak German, all that. And so that's what they do, and they go there. The Heyoka type people, and I feel with all my heart that soul travelers are also Heyoka inclined. Let's just butcher the English language. You know, they are, because we do everything, we go within. We think, well, there's so much shit that I want to deny about myself, that I feel bad about, that I feel dirty about, that I feel guilty about, that I don't want to acknowledge, and I don't want to know, and I don't want to think about. So let's go and look at that. That's going within. That's it. And then you start to love yourself bit by bit by bit. Everything that society tells you is disgusting and unacceptable, you start to love. You basically love yourself and love yourself and love yourself and love yourself, even when you don't even know you're doing it, because you're just at the beginning of going within and you're not really sure what you're doing. You're not sure of your footing. You know, it's all really scary and dark, and it's like, whoa, God, I didn't know that about myself, and that's what I really feel, and that's what I do. Really, do I behave this way? I got a comment from one of my subscribers and Facebook friends, and she talks about how many friends she's lost, where people just disengage from you, you know, and you think, what the fuck? Like, really? Well, that's happened to me too over the years. I mean, you know, I've got a small group of friends that have been there throughout, that are also on the path and so forth and so on. You know, some of them are out there in the hinterlands. Some of them are in my life. But there's been many people that I was friends with, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. But you know, sometimes, not always, sometimes people literally just, it's like invasion of the body snatchers, and they become born again Christians overnight, you know, and you think, what the fuck? But sometimes it's because our behavior isn't, you know, we you know, there's things in us that we need to look at. We live in a society where people are very passive aggressive, so when you do piss somebody off, they might just float out of your life, never speak to you again, because they're afraid to open a dialogue and say, well, you know, you really hurt me when you did this or when you said that. You know, that way you can resolve issues and move on, and that's how you build a good friendship, because let's face it, we're not always going to get it right, in fact, you know. But often enough people don't do that, because passive aggression comes from the belief that evil always wins. You're forever with your back against the wall, there's nothing you can do, you can't win. And if you do say no, if you do have boundaries, or if you do go back and apologise for having gotten it wrong, or if you do open a dialogue and say, well, you know, I got really upset or really hurt when you did this or when you said that, you don't do that, because it's like, well, that's not going to work out. That's not going to work out. It's always negative. Nothing is ever going to work out, so I might as well not bother. It's very self-defeatist. It's passive aggression. But we've all got it in us. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. We've all got it in us. I know I do. So, you know, when these things happen and we lose people just like that, boom, gone, it can sometimes be because our own behaviour was left wanting in some way or another. Something was done, something was said, and it's often stuff that we are not as yet aware of in ourselves, you know. Now, that isn't always the case. Like I said, sometimes it really is just invasion of the body snatchers, you know. Anyway, to get back to the scientists, like I said, I am Rambo. yeah, the Big Bang. What a load of nonsense. So there was nothing, and then there was everything. And it's just like, yeah, right. I mean, who are you? Hans Christian Andersen. And then I was thinking about, physics. Because I always used to have a kind of peripheral interest in quantum physics and whatnot. Until I got to the point where I realised that we're being lied to on an epic scale about just about every fucking thing. And that's when I decided to just drop it. God, my computer, just, you know how that switches itself off? It's really annoying. It's really annoying. You know how they say that it's all made up of particles. And particles go somewhere. They go somewhere and they come back. And they do this at a really, really fast rate. But atoms are empty. I mean, we're still so engaged with reality. We are so engaged with it. There's so many layers of discovery that it's just all... It's not real, it's not real, it's not real. It's made up. It's literally held together by programs. Some people call them beliefs, but I call them programs because that's what they are. Because you can choose not to believe something, but you still believe it, if you know what I mean. The residue of that belief lingers, and it's like, no, you have to believe that. That is what it is, that is how it is. So they're programs, and I've seen what they look like. They're like metallic looking oval shaped beasties with little hooks that come out that attach themselves to various parts of our being, etheric being, whatever. And they're there and they suck the life out of us. Because all these programs or beliefs do just that, they suck the life out of us, It's never positive, it's always of a negative bent, and it's always ultimately about, well, the dark side always wins. The dark side always wins, It's a massive program. That is, all the little programs make one big program. It's like they all fit into each other like little pieces of a jigsaw. And when you get all the pieces together and you see the picture of the jigsaw, it is this, that, oh, evil always wins, don't you know? And look at your life, look at what you've been through. Look what you're going through now. Everything is bad, everything is bad, everything is bad. Everybody is bad and people are horrible. You should be horrible to people and you're worse than everybody else. You're most guilty of them all, and you're going to be sitting there right by Satan's throne with a chain around your neck, which you'll yank every now and then, and or not, because you're the worst of them all. And like, or the mundane reality programming that this is all there is, and it's how it's meant to be, and it's the will of God, and in life we are in the midst of death, and all this bollocks. Right? It's just utter nonsense, but it's just all trauma-based nonsense. But how do you believe in miracles when you've been stuck in mundane reality? How do you trust in the power of love, the magic of love, when you've been stuck in mundane reality? In the heavy sluggish fear, because that's what drives this place, is fear. The fear that we're so bad, that we deserve to be here, we deserve to suffer. That, I feel, is the ultimate mechanism. That is how evil wins. That is how it wins. Oh, I see a bad hair day coming on. Here I go again. That is how evil wins, because it has us convinced that we are so bad and so worthless that we deserve to suffer. I mean, look at all the programs on the external that really, really reinforce that. All religions do. All religions reinforce that on a daily fucking basis. I mean, you have the Muslims around the world getting down on their knees 5 times a fucking day, begging for mercy. you have the Catholics going to see the fucking kiddie fiddlers in these boxes. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Well, it's like, actually, Father, I ain't going to forgive you. You have sinned a shitload more than me, because you buggered little Andy up his ass, and he's only 5 years old. Sorry, guys, not being crude, but it is what it is, right? It's like that. That's the biggest game it's got going. It's the biggest game in town. Is guilt. It's guilt. Guilt is what keeps us like butterflies pinned to the wheel. You know. Like in my tarot card readings, you know, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. It's always misunderstood and it's always misexplained in all the guidebooks. The Wheel of Fortune is the Matrix, you know? And when you get the Wheel of Fortune and death often enough, it means you're on your way out. And what pins us to this Wheel of Fortune, in this fucking reincarnation trap bullshit, illusion, is guilt. You're so bad, you don't really deserve to exist. Remember, I've talked about this many times before. I call it the deepest wound, Chiron. You're so worthless that you don't deserve to exist. Not only are you worthless and you don't deserve to exist, you're also really, really guilty, really, really bad. It's like, take 100 psychopathic mass murderers and then multiply that by 1,000,000. That's how bad you are. And it's really driven home at every available opportunity in society. The Matrix, call it what you will. That's what it's all about. It's one big guilt-tripping operation. So from that comes severe, intense guilt. We never think to question it because it's all there in the subconscious, of course. And that is what vertigo is. It in the hell contagion. It's in the driver's seat, perfectly content when it's on the subconscious level, where it literally controls everything we do, everything we think, everything we feel. All of it is pretty much, well, 99% of it is pretty much under its control. But then you awaken and that begins to, and that's why it's putting up such a fight, people, you see. And that is what is happening right now. That is the giant torch, the giant torch, click, is there, shining a light on that, saying, see, all that guilt programming is what keeps you pinned to the wheel. That is it. Because imagine, once that program, well, it's made of many different programs. It has many nuances. It's not just one thing. It comes at you in all these gaslighty, nebulous, weird ways. It's this, you're that, oh, you know, it's that way. And we, each and every one of us, have to alchemize that shit, you know, as it comes up. It will come up in situations and in people and relationships and whatnot on the external plane. So it will show you exactly what's happening if you pay attention. Take it within yourself every time. Don't just react to the external. If you do react, it doesn't matter. Forgive yourself. It's fine. But know this, that if you react strongly to something that's happened to you on the external plane, it's because there's something going on within you that needs your immediate attention, basically, you know. So that's fine. It just shows you what's what. If you can keep yourself from reacting and respond instead, then that's a great thing. You have my thumbs up. You're doing better than me most of the time. I'm getting quite good at not reacting, but feeling and going within and asking what's what, you know. But it's fine, people. Anyway, oh man, literally, it's ridiculous how tired I am, you know. Like, what the fuck? I mean, it's 21 minutes past 5 and there's a shitload of helicopters out there. Going around and around and around. At 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, and I can bet you any money they're black helicopters, because they're always black. fucking hell. The guilt programming people, that is in a way the nucleus of it all, because if you believe subconsciously or even consciously, you know you're not guilty, right? But because it's a program, because it's that metallic creature, it takes a while to dislodge that shit. So you need the energetic equivalent of a massive crowbar to prise that thing away from your energy field, from your, you know, that which you are. And your energy, you see, electromagnetic something. And that is what is happening now. And that is a very good thing. It hurts. It brings up a lot of stuff. I feel that that creature has the implants, whatever you want to call it, has already been removed. But the minute that happens, all the poison that was holed up, bunched up behind it, comes pouring out, you see. That's why so many people are at each other at the moment. It's very antagonistic, it's very desperate, it's very intense, because it's all pouring out, you see. And that's understandable. See, all that fear that, oh, evil always wins because, you know, we're bad and we deserve to suffer. And it's not just that, but, you know, like I said 5 minutes ago, whatever, you know, how do you believe in miracles or the power and the magic of love when you've been stuck in mundane reality? It's very, very difficult. I had this yesterday. It was like, well, what do you want then, Anika? What do you want? And it became abundantly clear to me that even our imagination is severely undermined by the constant feeding frenzy of the dark side, you know, the way it uses us as batteries, and it has its minions, these metallic creatures. Because, you see, imagination is our creation tool, people. I really believe that. My imagination has been getting better. It has been burgeoning and bearing more fruit than it has before. It has. I can imagine what I call, the golden world. I can see it more now and I can feel it more now. It's the kind of place I would like to exist in, you know. Go there and see all the cats, the animals that I've lost in my life. You know, I've lost people in my life and it's cut me up. But when I've lost my animals, that cut me up a shitload more. You know, because I loved them all so much. Hey, looms. But this place that I call the Golden World is just absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. And it's where I want to go. It's what I'd like to bring into form, you know. But if we, each and every one of us, want to achieve the reset and go home, which is what that is. We don't go to another place physically. We manifest it all around us. We simply replace this insane asylum. It just disappears by the by. It disappears, it disintegrates, it disappears because it isn't real, see? So why would we have to go anywhere? And it's replaced with whatever kind of place we would like to replace it with. Different things for different people. And for that, all that guilt, the guilt trap, the guilt programs, the guilt parasites, feedy, evil beasties from hell, will have to be dealt with, people. That is what is happening now, I feel. And to that end, a lot of us are feeling very strange. Everything feels a bit watery, you know, like how everything is a bit weird and sort of like weird feeling. Weird physical sensations, and something keeps telling me that it's a detox. It's a detox of epic proportions. So many mind-controlling, gaslighty programs are being removed, cleared out now. And that is why our bodies feel odd. So maybe your kidneys hurt, your liver hurts, your skin feels dirty. You feel dirty. Do you have that feeling of like, oh, I feel dirty? Do you ever get a feeling like, this is something that happened to me, this is very strange. Your body is different. It's like yesterday your body felt quite slim and trim, and you felt like that. You go to sleep, you wake up, and the next day your body's different. It's a different shape. You weigh more. You've gained like 3 kilos overnight. Unheard of. You haven't eaten much, you haven't done anything to bring that on. So you're chubbier. You know, that there was a mole there, but now that mole is there. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is not the same body I was in yesterday. I'm a big observer of the Mandela effect, and it pertains not just to the external as such. Well, our body is the external, obviously, but it does happen to our bodies as well. We're not in the same body or in the same reality from day to day. I've known this for quite a long time. You go into cognitive dissonance about that because it seems so weird, but it definitely, something is going on. Again, proving that just this isn't real, and it's shifting and moving all the time. See, trauma is what keeps the hell contagion in the driver's seat, and something powerful is at the helm of this entire quest, experience, something ultimately benevolent, you see. And, well, I mean, I've had a synchronicity for years, and it speaks to me, it always speaks to me, you know. And it always lets me know what's what. And I trust it. I've learned to trust it over the years. Bit by bit by bit. I still feel the fear. I still feel the guilt. I still feel all of that. But at the same time, I have a sense of trust in this invisible, powerful, benevolent force. And I don't think that it's something that exists external to me, something that happens to me, but rather that it and I are one. We are connected in this mystery. The Native American people call it the Great Mystery. I think that's a good way of putting it. You know, where they are humble enough to know that it cannot be understood with the left brain, and that as long as we stay in the left brain paradigm, we're just going to be banging our heads against the wall. It's the trauma self, the fake persona that operates on the left brain bandwidth, and it never gets anywhere, you know. It's how the hell can take it wants it. But increasingly, events and experiences that we have are so strange, so weird, that it blows the left brain way of thinking completely out of the water. The cognitive dissonance simply starts to disintegrate, because we know here that, okay, well, this defies everything that lies there. This is something new altogether. We went into the unknown ages ago, and we're going deeper and deeper into the unknown on a daily basis, people. And we're okay with that. I'm good with that. I'm very good with that. I'm good with learning the new consciousness, which has been there all along, really, because it's always been at the helm of it all anyhow, you know. it's safe to trust that. It's safe to trust that this is ultimately the work of love. That we are going home. That this is a great big clear out, a massive detox. And you know, when you do a proper detox, you get the Herxheimer reaction. You always do. Ergo, I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, ping wide awake. I've had cold sweats, I've had weird tremblings. I've had all kinds of stuff going on, physically, mentally, emotionally. Weird shit happening out there. And it all seems very threatening, right? It's like, look at it, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, it's all this stuff. And if you allow yourself to sit in the shit, then, you know, you're not really doing the work, and you suffer horrendously. I used to do that, but I don't do that anymore. And increasingly you'll find yourself able to not so much do that anymore as well, you see. You'll start to understand that it's okay to be gentle with yourself, it's okay to be kind with yourself, it's okay to disengage from, like I said yesterday, the self-attack, the self-torment. Oh, I must worry, I must be afraid things are not going to be okay, evil always wins. But to say, no, that's bullshit. That's all trauma-based programming. That is what the hell contagion wants me to think and feel and dwell in. I'm not doing that. I'm going to take a massive leap of faith, and yes, terrifying, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to trust in the inherent benevolence of this. I'm going to trust that it's all going to work out. I'm going to take my power back from the dark side. I'm going to start living more and more, inch by inch, in the light of love, the magic of love. And then start asking yourself, what is it you want? What do you want? Really? You'll find that's very, very complex as well, because all you've known is mundane reality. Well, that's all you remember. So it's like, well, how do I know what I want? Well, then you start with simple things like, well, I would like my body to be healed, because all of us have health problems one way or another, you know. Even old age is a health problem. It's not natural. You know, you start wishing for the healing and the well-being of those you really love. You start wishing for, you know, creativity and for the healing of worthwhile, worthy relationships, so that we can all communicate with each other in a state of forgiveness, love, open-heartedness, but with discernment, with honesty, to be able to be honest with each other and say, you know, you did hurt me when you did that, and I know you do that because it comes from a place of woundedness. I know you do that because hey, we're all fucked up and we do it to each other. It's true. Oh, okay, so we can work this out. Wow. Bit of gratitude as well always helps, you know, people. It's a difficult one, I know. When you know, the new age is very evil. It does this on purpose. It's reverse psychology. It brings on the forgiveness, the gratitude, the happy, joy. When you're there at the beginning and you're full of the most horrendous trauma because of all the evil, abuse and the gaslighting and the torture. But, oh no, we just leave that. We just go straight to the gratitude and the forgiveness and the happiness and, oh, why aren't you forgiving? And why are you not grateful? It doesn't work that way. But you see, it does that on purpose, because many people come across that and then end up rejecting all of that in favour of all the hate and the rage and the self-hate of the trauma, and then staying in that, believing that gratitude, love, the magic of love, forgiveness, all of that is just a lie brought on by the new age. You see, it's very clever manipulation. But when you don't bypass but actually go into it, eventually you do get to the lighter lands and understands that, oh yeah, right, you know. So if any of you are experiencing weirdness, emotional, mental, physical, like everything just is very weird. There are, you know, weird, odd, strange, like, whoa. then that's a really good sign, you know? It's a good sign. Keep going within as well. Keep doing the work, you know, and keep loving yourselves, because let me tell you this, right? If evil is that busy trying to convince you now that you're bad, that you're guilty, then the exact opposite is true. And now you know how it makes you feel, how utterly dirty and guilty and bad it tries to make you feel. So what would be the opposite of that? Well, that would be fucking blinding light, resplendent grace, incredible magical magnificence. Alright? You still have issues, you still feel uncomfortable thinking like that, feeling that way. It's like, no, that frightens me. No, I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't do that, no, I shouldn't go there. Don't you dare rise above your station like that, you know, stay on your fucking knees. We have to get used to be embraced by and embracing our actual power. It's right there with us, in us, you know, it's already there, it hasn't gone away. It will reveal itself to you. It reveals itself to us in how much we love ourselves, and that love, the return of love and the return of the magic. And herein, this is the problem, I think, is that rather than, well, I'll wait for something good and magical to happen and then I will trust, it's like, okay, that's not how it works, guys. I know, and it's like, oh, that's really shit, I wish it did. Then I wouldn't have to take that leap of faith, and it would be, you know, it would be alright then. Because I'm so traumatized, I can't let myself trust that there is goodness here and that there's benevolence. I can't let myself do it because I'm just bound to get horrendously betrayed and oh. But you see, the way it works is you make that leap of faith, you take that step, and you go into the unknown, deeper and deeper and deeper. All the whilst, and whilst you do it, yes, it's there saying, oh, you're going to get betrayed, oh my God, oh. You keep going, you go into the unknown, it looms. Because you have to cultivate a state of receptivity. You see, because we've been literally closed off from the magic. It's like we've barred the door against it. Oh, I'm so guilty, I'm so bad, I don't deserve anything good, I deserve to suffer. And well, you're not going to receive anything of note in that state, are you? So it's about opening up again, opening the door to receive from yourself, from your true self, to re-engage with the great mystery, which is love. Because mundane reality is a lie, people. The magic is here, you know. It's always been here. The magic has always been here. We live in a magical place already, but the trauma has locked us down into a state where we can't experience it and we can't work the magic. And the hell contagion has been in control. But that is now really changing in a massive way. And it's going to work out. We each and every one of us soul travelers are doing this in our own unique way. You know, and I commend all of us for this, because I think we're incredible. You know, we're all so special, cherished. So I'm going to call it a day there. I wasn't going to do a video today, but it's because I got up so early and I thought, you know, fuck it. But Looms is over there, he wants his Scooby snacks. I might have a Scooby snack as well. So, I mean, by all means, guys, if you're having any weird, nebulous experiences, physical, or any kind of Mandela-style type shit going on the external, whatever is happening in your life that's weird. If you want to leave a comment and tell me about it, I would love that. I want to hear your stories. I'm interested. I may not reply at length with long-winded comments or anything, but I read all your comments. And I won't shadow ban you unless you're like an abusive troll. Then you'll get blocked. Okay, so if you want to leave me comments, talk to me about what's going on in your life and communicate with each other as well, because that's always a good way to, you know, you can read the comments, and if you see a comment that it's like, wow, yeah, I'm going through that, then you can get in touch with that person in the comment section, and who knows, it might be the beginning of a really good friendship. This channel is here for soul travelers so that you can meet each other. I know that it's very difficult to have a friendship, a relationship online. I do understand that. Physical proximity has always, for me anyway, been a very important factor in cultivating a good friendship. You have to have that. But we don't have it. We're soul travelers. We're situated far and wide. So it's difficult. Somehow though, I feel that this is how it's meant to be. Like you could force the issue and you can meet up with somebody, another soul traveler who lives, I don't know, in London or whatever, and find that all of a sudden you're not clicking, yet when you were online you really clicked. Now that would be because you're both working through shit. You're meant to be over there working through your shit. That other person, soul traveler, is meant to be over there working through their shit. And the two getting together somehow is not right. Energetically, it doesn't fit. I don't know why this is, but there is a reason for it. And I can't really put it into words, but I get it. So, what do we do then? Well, we accept it as it is, and we communicate with each other online. We do that, you know, in the best way that we can. And there's one thing that's become quite obvious to me though, and I do find this annoying, is when people dump on other people. We've all got shit going on. I have a shitload of shit going on, which is why I find it very annoying when I get messages from people going on and on and on, like a barrage of, this is all the shit I'm going through, and they're doing this to me and they're doing that to me, and they don't own any of it. It's not like, well, you know, I'm going through a load of stuff and it's happening, I'm really going within, I'm discovering this about myself and I'm discovering why that, and you know, I'm working on it, I'm working through it. There is sharing where somebody owns their shit, and then there is, I'm just dumping all my crap onto you because you feel dumped on. It really does feel heavy. Now, I don't appreciate that at all, and people that do shit like that, they are not doing the work, they're not owning their shit. So if you're that sort of person, be honest with yourself, then you need to start owning your crap. Because whatever situation you find yourself in, and this is the case for me as well, it is of your own making one way or another. Not looms, not yet. Come here. I'll put you in the window in a bit. Alright? Because as long as you stay in blame mode, they are doing it to me. It's nothing to do with me. Life just happens to me and I'm the eternal victim. That's very narky as well. It's very narcissistic. A lot of us, you know, because we have been through a lot of shit, and a lot of us know that sentiment, but it's no good. It won't serve you. You need to own your shit. So don't unload onto other soul travelers, but instead own your shit and share and say, you know, I'm going through this, but yeah. Because people, this is not about evil winning. This is about the light, the power of love, the magic of love. So you're safe to own it. It doesn't mean you're bad. You can own it because it is what will set you free. It will. When you can honestly look at yourself and why you got yourself into these situations, or why your body is behaving this way, or what is going on. You start really going within, looking at who and what you are. You'll find that when you get all the way back to yourself, that you are beautiful and precious, and it's worth doing. It's good to own shit. It's good to walk the narrow path. It is the only way. Anyway, I'll call it a day there, people. All my love to all of you. I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section with regards to your weird stories, your high strangeness.